C.S.R. Prabhu, he is an eminent scholar. He worked as a Director General in NIC. So he is a scholar in Sanskrit, he is a scholar in Telugu, he is a scholar in English also. So he knows entire knowledge in Sanatana Dharma. So I am asking Dr. C.S.R. Prabhu Garu, so please explain Vedas and Sanatana Dharma.
See, the global historical understanding will be required to understand the role of Vedas and Sanatana Dharma globally. If we go back in the prehistoric period, that is the Mahabharata period, 3200 BC to prior to Ramayana period or the Vedic period, we are talking of about 100,000 years. Because we have a old Stone Age site at Meerut, and we have the Kurukshetra where the Saraswati river has flown. And this entire continuity or continuum is about 100,000 years, 1 lakh years.
Oh.
So during this 1 lakh years, when the Saraswati river was flowing at the maximum width, the Rigveda referred to it, Ambi Tame Nadi Tame, the biggest river. O mother, the biggest, greatest mother. And they gave the name Saraswati to mean knowledge, flowing. When the Saraswati river dried up, it dried up before Mahabharata war, around 4000 BC. People migrated away from the Saraswati river area. They are called Saraswats. So the name Saraswat, Sri V.K. Saraswat is there. Saraswat Brahmins, Gauda Saraswat Brahmins. All these names are for people who migrated from the banks of Saraswati river, either to Kashmir or to south or to say Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, various places they migrate. So all these GSBs they are called, Gauda Saraswat Brahmins, Kamat, Prabhu, all these names in Karnataka, they are all migrated from Saraswati river banks. So on the banks of Saraswati river, whatever ashramas were there for the rishis, those spots are still there today. They have constructed temples. In Haryana, you can see around 350 spots around Kurukshetra. I have visited many of them. And Saraswati river was flowing there. Now it is being revived with Sutlej water. And when the Mahabharata war took place in Kurukshetra, all the warriors who died were given the last rites with the Saraswati river water, which is not there over the ground, but underground it was. I myself went and performed tarpadams and took bath in the water of Saraswati by taking out from underground.
Oh, great.
In a place called Saraswati Tirtham, called Pehova. It's about 2-3.5 hours from Kurukshetra. I went to many spots and I gave many lectures in Kurukshetra also. So this entire knowledge which has been developed, evolved over these 1 lakh years was encoded into the Vedas. And it spread throughout the globe. Because throughout the globe people were following the same knowledge base. We can see, for example, if you look at Indus Valley sites within India, there are more than 350 sites of Indus Valley excavations. So latest is Birana, Banavadi, 8000 BC. I visited them. I visited a spot called Birana and another called Banavadi, which are 8000 BC city inhabitations of Indus Valley. And Rakhigat is nearby, it's 5000 BC. So if you go like that in Gulf of Kambat underwater, both in Dwarka and in Gulf of Kambat, they found 9000 BC excavations of cities. Dwarka has been located underwater. The present Dwarka is on land, but the original Dwarka is underwater. So it has been located, and the veracity of the claims of Dwarka being submerged at the end of the Mahabharata period are confirmed by underwater excavations of various objects. They have found even walls and various other objects which are underwater in Dwarka by marine archaeology. So this entire knowledge which was evolving over not hundreds of years, but not thousands of years, but 100,000 years, 1 lakh years, has spread throughout the globe. And that knowledge was being implemented as an empire by the emperors of the solar race, Surya Vamsha. The ancestors of Rama, Harishchandra, Dilipa, they ruled Saptadvipa Vasundhara, as Ayodhya as the capital. This is, evidences are there, records are there, and even excavations in other continents, other countries are showing proof of such existence of the ancient Sanatana Dharma, or what we call Hinduism today. Krishna Bhatt was giving a lecture about Buddha. So somebody in the audience asked, Swamiji, if Buddha was so great, why didn't he come to London to give a lecture? Well, London was only a forest. So also was Rome at that time. But as time progressed, we have the oldest traces of Europe and Greece in the Parashurama's conquest of Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas ran away to other parts of the globe. That is how Greek and Rome, all those countries formed. And we have reference to China in Mahabharata itself. The king of China, Vrishaparva, was referred by Mayasura while constructing the Mayasabha, saying that I constructed a palace for Vrishaparva on the other side of Himalayas. I have some material left out, kept in a cave in Himalayas. I'll bring that and construct Mayasabha. He says this. So it was a global civilization. And so the language was Vedic Sanskrit, and gradually it corrupted itself into local languages, Persian, Greek. Greek was not there before 1000 BC. So from Greek, all European languages came, Greek, Latin. So Latin was later to Greek.
Sir, those particular days, what is the transport? Transport is
horses.
Horses and only...
And boats and ships.
How they will reach that much of fast?
No, ships were there. They were traveling on ships. Even Chola Empire and even before, even in Rigveda, marine environment was being discussed. Samudra is being discussed, ships.
Okay, that's why first Samudragupta, second Samudragupta.
Yeah, Rigveda, Samudragupta is only 5th century AD, but Rigveda is thousands and thousands of years. Yeah. It's a global civilization. Rigveda never talked of only India, not Pakistan, not China, not like that. He talked the whole globe.
Yeah.
Kridvanto Vishwamaryam.
Correct.
So Vasudhaika Kutumbakam.
Correct.
And today now India became the head of G20. Now they have also put the slogan Vasudhaika Kutumbakam.
Correct.
One earth, one family.
Sir, specifically Rigveda, what taught Rigveda, sir? Please explain about
what is taught in Rigveda.
Yeah.
So Rigveda belongs to an oldest Vedic period of not less than 6000 BC and earlier.
Okay.
So whatever happened at that time, whatever knowledge was there, whatever thought process, philosophical thinking, social, political, everything is captured in Rigveda.
Very good.
Like for example, in the Rigveda they talked of various countries, various people, different types of people, Vasudha, Eka Kutumbakam, these kind of statements. Because the whole globe was Vedic. They were following Sanskrit. They were under the Suryavamsha empire. So that is how we have the evidence of so many archaeological proofs. So now the Rigvedic society, Rigvedic norms. For example, females also were educated like males, not like later period. And similarly, the environmental awareness. The main point we have to understand the crucial difference between modern science and technology on one side and the Vedic science and technology on the other side is the green approach. The Vedic science and technology is green. Modern science and technology is not green. It is red. It is dark. It is destroying the environment. We are reaching a stage of complete elimination of human beings.
That's why Sanatana meaning is, Sanatana is a Nityanutana, Chirapuratana.
Eternal.
Yes, eternal science.
Always existing.
Is existing and it is fit to the present science also.
So the present science has derived a few things from there.
Yeah.
Like Ayurveda was the origin of allopathy.
Correct.
Not that allopathy came on its own. For example, the medicinal plants described in the Ayurveda, their functions, their therapeutic properties were studied by some people, and whether Germans or Greeks or whosoever, and they have taken a particular plant and isolated the active component in the lab.
Correct.
And that active component they reproduce in the factory, and that is what is sold as an allopathic drug.
Perfect.
That original knowledge is not original to allopathy, it is from Ayurveda.
Correct.
So Ayurveda means Veda only.
Yeah.
See, Ayurveda is a proof that the entire Veda is science.
Yeah. Sir, in Samaveda is a, they will sing a rhythmic singing in Samaveda we will find. But the branches of Samaveda is one is Gandharva Veda. Please explain Samaveda.
No, Gandharva Veda is not a branch, but it is a sub-Veda of Samaveda.
Okay.
Like Uparashtrapati, we have Upaveda.
Upaveda.
So Samaveda is nothing but singing of the Rigvedic mantras in the yajnas and otherwise. So it contains the Saptaswaras, all the 7 notes, which are the original 7 notes for any music in the world, even Western music. So the origin of these 7 sounds, in fact it is said that Lord Shiva, in the form of
Maheshwara Sutras.
no, that is Vyakaran. I'm talking of music. Lord Shiva, when he was Dakshinamurti,
Okay.
he managed people like Ravana and others to do Swarakalpana to Vedic mantras.
Okay. Okay.
So that Swarakalpana was done because in Vedic Sanskrit, Swara makes a difference for the meaning also.
Okay.
With Swara, one meaning comes, without Swara, some other meaning comes. So same like other languages. In other languages, the moods are not there. Whereas here in Sanskrit, we have the moods also. 10 lakaras, moods are also there.
Uh-huh.
Blessing, curse, or prayer,
Uh-huh.
or wish, these are also there. They are all reflected in the Swara also.
Okay. Okay.
Swara is the pitch, so the Swara composition of the Vedas took place under the supervision of Lord Shiva himself.
Okay. Means Udatta Anudatta Swarita Sahara.
That is for the Rigveda, Yajurveda and Atharvaveda. But Samaveda is the Saptaswara, Sari, Gama, Padani.
Okay.
Every letter is having one of the 7 swaras.
Okay.
So you can play on the Veena also.
Very good.
Samaveda can be played on the Veena. I've heard it playing.
Uh-huh.
There are some scholars even in Hyderabad who have done that research.
Okay. Okay.
There is a Manikya Sharma who has done the Swarakalpana and played on the Veena. My sister also played.
Uh-huh. Sir, in Atharva Veda is later it is incorporated in other Vedas.
That's true. Atharvaveda is a specialized domain and small in size. It came later. It is not mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita also.
Yes.
So, but it is added into the Veda. That is why I was saying Veda is a repository of knowledge.
Okay.
Go on adding.
Okay. Okay.
So that is the knowledge management model. Knowledge model, if you look at the knowledge models, today we have a different knowledge model. Therefore, the education model. There, at that time, the knowledge model was exactly opposite of today. Today, what is happening? You take a child in KG class, you say ABCD, this and that. Then by the time the child comes to the level of understanding any complicated text, it will be around 25 years or so. There it is exactly opposite. The child will be taught with the highest Vedic mantra chanting. Because the child is having that capability in the childhood itself, not when he grows up. To remember, to chant, to repeat correctly. And once having done that, then slowly he will be introduced to grammar and etymology and other things. So he will understand the meaning of what he chanted. Correct. In my own case also, my mother taught me the entire Bhagavad Gita by heart when I was 8 years old. But I didn't know any meaning at that time.
No need, sir. For the 8 years boy, no need to take any
But
meaning.
today, what I learned at that time, I am able to quote entire 18 chapters and give lectures.
Yes.
Whereas if I had not learned at that time, today I wouldn't be able to do it.
Perfect.
So the entire education model, knowledge model is the opposite of the so-called Western model of education which we are following today. And another important thing is the chanting of the Vedic Sanskrit sounds that will purify the nervous system, purify various systems in the respiratory system, circulatory system.
Means neurological systems will, retention will happen naturally. That retention is required for
not only retention, those vibrations,
yeah,
they create positive impact on various organs of the body.
correct,
If you simply say Baba, black sheep, nothing will happen.
correct,
Whereas if you chant Vedic mantras, it will have a positive benefit. People will improve their voice, people will improve their IQ. We have the Medha, Dhruti, and various faculties.
absolutely,
In Yoga Shastra, we know how to develop various faculties in the human system. We teach those things.
good,
So by chanting of the Vedic mantras, that kind of a thing happens. And once that happens, once he learns the grammar, and more like I learned grammar when I was 12 years old, Panini Sashtajaya. So I was able to translate even Veda also. I wrote my first book at the age of 17. I translated Yoga Taravali of Shankaracharya, the only text ascribed to Shankaracharya, into English. So I learned at Panini Sashtajaya at the age of 12. I learned Bhagavad Gita by heart at the age of 8.
great, great.
So these things, the mechanism is quite different and more scientific.